We're back. Hey guys. Again, we're still without one Chris, though he did try to join us unsuccessfully. It's edited out, but you will hear us make comments. Well, you know this already. That was in the last episode. You're already there. Okay. But hey, yeah, we're back with the Songbird episode. He's been pouting / meditating in his bedroom. Mammon has been searching out the lawyers that are behind this shell company. Atratus had a little chat with Gabe that didn't go so well, and Wyrd has been, I don't know, what has Wyrd been doing? Just kind of sitting back, more decorations in the bedroom?
Well, 2 episodes ago I built a domain, so I'm just kind of
that's true, yeah.
Experiencing that for the first time. It's kind of cool.
The metaphysical hammock. Yeah, okay, sure. So
your Arcadia.
You have little slice of Arcadia. So hey, and all this is of course thanks to, well, okay, I don't want to say that because that sounds like a lie. Even if people aren't on Patreon, we're still doing this show because we're having fun doing it. But yes, a special thanks to our patrons: Claire, Danny, Giovanni, James, Michael, Nova, Perry, Ryan, Samuel, and Schmitty. Thank you guys for your financial support. We appreciate it. And thank you to everybody who follows, tweets, and subscribes. We're up to like 300 plus. I think it was like 350, 320 the last time I looked, which is ridiculous that there's that many of you who not only watch the show but want to know when our episodes go up. That's super cool. And then of course a special shout out to our Discord. Hi guys. We'll see you on Friday, or here in a minute after the show is over. Yeah, if you're not on our Discord, come by, join. You can be a lurker. It's A-okay. We will probably say hi when you join, but you can just fade into the background and laugh as we argue about mage stuff. It's actually kind of fun to watch. So cool. So we pick up with Atratus and Wyrd having finished their conversation about that talk with Gabe. Did not go so great. And then
I continue to disappoint every man I come into contact with.
Oh. Wow.
That's not true. Atratus hasn't disappointed Mammon, but Mammon also doesn't expect much, so.
What can I do to make you just real fucking sad?
Nothing. He expects not much from anybody.
Yeah, wow, yeah. So we had Logan, and then we had Songbird, and now Gabe. Yeah, wow, 3 for 3. Well, maybe you'll disappoint this weird guy on the phone. Who knows? Speaking of weird guy on the phone, Mammon has grabbed hold of this weak connection to Mr. Owen Russell, the lawyer, and you had plans. So where are we picking up from there, bud?
Okay. So as Mammon sits in his car trying to decide what he's gonna do, it occurs to him that while he can do a lot of stuff on his own, he is part of a team for a reason. And even in his old heisting days, he had people who had skills that he did not for a reason. So I am going to go ahead and head back to the penthouse, the
puck
crib,
building,
the pad, and see what Atratus and Wyrd could do. However, I do have this connection with the lawyer, and I can't just let it go without doing something. With it, because
you spent mana on this. After all,
spent mana on this.
There's an investment, sure.
So what I am going to do is. Sorry, give me just a second. I am going to
casting a spell.
I am going to cast Memory Hole on this gentleman, specifically to cause him to forget what car he drives. Just so that when he leaves wherever he is, he's like, "The fuck? Where's my car?" He's going to have to walk around the parking lot just clicking his car lock button, trying to find it.
All right.
It's not going to last that long, right? It's like, what, 5 minutes?
By default, it'll be a whopping 6 seconds.
You know what? And second thought, I'm just going to cause him to forget. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to release it. I'm not going to waste our time
I
on
love
this.
it, and I love the fact that this is in character. This is Mammon going, I have done all this stuff. I need to do. How am I? It's just not worth it. It's just not.
I've got this connection. I got to do something with it. But I mean, I don't want to be too mean and like really fuck him up.
Oh yeah, because we had somebody in our Discord talking about when you made that connection. They were like, oh yeah, just reach out and zap them in the head, like talking about the Phantasm Society, and somebody's like,
crash their car.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. Is this guy driving? Because I'm gonna crash his car.
Just gonna try to kill this random stranger for no reason.
Okay,
How,
so
how dare this man set up an LLC? Fuck this guy.
How dare this guy do his job? All right.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna head back to the penthouse. I'm just gonna release that thread.
Sure. So as he's driving, was there anything Atratus and Wyrd you guys were going to kind of do, or is Mammon showing up basically as you guys are finishing up your conversation about, Gabe not wanting to talk?
I don't really have anything to do. I'm just kind of...
Okay.
Yeah, I've just been kind of looking at my phone for the past, I guess it's a week now. It hasn't rung yet, so I'm kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Sure. That's true. And you've got that spell in spell control, so yeah, you still know it's active. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so Mammon arrives. Songbird has that do not disturb thing on his doorknob.
I love, by the way, that we all have keys to Songbird's apartment, and it really reminds me, like, we're like a magical friends. Like, we just let ourselves into each other's apartments.
Well, the best part is...
Except Mammon's. You can fuck off. You're not getting in Mammon's apartment.
Well, and the thing, because I was thinking about that, I was like, it makes sense that Wyrd and Atratus have keys, and then Mammon just, like, between the fact that he looks... Well,
I'm just going to phase through the door.
Right. It's just like, nope. Zoop.
One day Songbird's just going to like put a ward on the door. Just like, no, really, you don't have a key for a reason. Whoa.
Co-location. Don't care. Not quite there yet. So yeah, so Mammon arrives.
Thanks, Songbird.
Yeah. Bring that back up. So yeah, you arrive. Everybody's kind of chilling, relaxing at this point. Yeah, so that's where you guys are.
Okay, so who all is currently in the living room?
Just the two of us.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know if Wyrd was still practicing interior design in the
hanging out
domain. Okay. Hey guys, so I went on a little spirit quest to try and find the attorney that set up the shell company for Number One Securities. If you are not familiar with that company, that is the company that owns the shell company that owns the house that we were going to go have dinner at, and the phone number that.
Oh, I found that when I was looking at the house.
Right. So I found the attorney that set that up. His name is something Russell. William Russell.
Owen Russell.
His name is Owen Russell. Now, I was going to borrow threads all the way to the guy that sent the letter, but it occurred to me that there's no way he's dealing with this attorney directly, and he probably has so many lackeys between himself and this attorney that I will never reach him in time. So, I am hoping you guys can help me plan mischief and mayhem to find this masked gentleman.
Sounds fun. What did you have in mind?
I chose my words very carefully when I said mischief and mayhem.
I'm in.
I've...
You don't turn down mischief.
Or mayhem.
Not necessarily. I'm just... we don't know that this guy is hostile. He's certainly aggressive, and he's certainly in our business.
No, so here's the thing. I don't know much about Mage Society, as I am still fairly new to it. But So he could have the best of intentions, right? He could see himself as a mentor figure to us. But that being said, what's up? But we are having dinner with him. I don't know why we're wasting a nice dinner on him. I would meet him at an Arby's because that's about what he deserves. But I don't like being at a disadvantage in social situations. I don't want to show up there with him knowing more about all of us than we know about him. Because then in any kind of dealing we have with him, whether it's a bargain or whatever, we're naturally at a disadvantage and are going to get screwed no matter what. I would like to find out as much about him as possible before this meeting so that when it occurs, we can surprise him with some knowledge and even the playing field.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I've seen him.
You've physically seen him?
No, I've post-cognition seen him. He wrote the letter by hand.
Did you just see his hand? Or
no,
could you pick his hand out of a lineup?
No, I saw him, and I've also called him directly.
We didn't see him writing the letter. We don't know if he wrote it or if he had like a secretary.
He did mention it on the phone that he handwrote it for you. Yeah, he was very proud of it. He's like, "Listen, I wrote you a letter."
It's pretty handwriting.
Yeah.
So, I watched him put it in the envelope and hand it to the bike courier.
I'm trying to decide how this changes things. I don't think it does.
Because we still don't have any sort of a connection to him, really.
No.
Does the letter count as a connection? It's got his handwriting on it?
No, because that's one of those passing, disposable things. If it was like his lucky pen, that might be a weak connection. Actually,
he doesn't have a connection to this piece of paper he wrote on. That makes sense.
Yeah.
What about physical matter as far as like a strand of hair?
That a strand of hair would have a good physical connection.
So I don't know how we would get that off the letter, because I highly doubt there's any hair in the letter, but I was going to say like fingerprints, oil from his hands. But I don't know.
I could look at it and see if that's there. But
because if that's there,
I did that once already. And you didn't mention anything.
I could. It could take up to 24 hours, and for something this specific, it would take 24 hours. But I could do shifting the odds for an object that has a connection to him.
So out of character, I think, and of course, like I said, I missed episode 24. Mm-hmm. But if I'm not mistaken, when you were getting the composition of the letter, it wasn't actually the letter; it was the ink.
Yeah.
So we don't actually know that there's no matter in like physically on the paper.
No, I mean
it was the same sort of mage site though. Looking at it though.
Yeah. Oh. No. Yeah. You guys. Yeah. The mage site
is basically the composition of everything I look at.
Right. And so saw letter, saw ink, but that was it. Yeah.
Okay. So there wouldn't be any kind of like body oil from his hand or something in it.
Nope.
We could go check the house though.
Yeah, that was going to be my next suggestion. We could go stake out the house and see, I don't know, who comes and goes.
It's assuming he's been there, but it's a lead.
It's the only one we've got so far, other than Mr. Russell.
And yeah, I don't think that's going anywhere.
I think that's pretty weak.
This guy seems smart.
If I'm talking to him on the phone, can you grab a connection from that?
No.
No, you have to have metaphysically really enmeshed.
Well, okay. Okay. So here's a question. He has definitely caused a defining moment for Wyrd in revealing that he knows her name. Right. Mm-hmm. He is not just some guy that served her a coffee at a Starbucks one time. Mm-hmm. And she has seen his face. So would it not be possible for me, because he has to have created a thread with her. It was a big moment for her to realize that he knows her name.
Mm-hmm.
So would it not be possible for me to borrow his thread from her?
Because they have a name, or we have a face, a voice, and that, yeah.
And again, it wasn't like a passing, like,
No, it was pretty earth-shattering.
Here's your coffee, Moira. Like, it was a big enough deal that somebody who was normally not caught off guard was caught off guard and pretty shaken.
Well, the issue here is that it has to be both ways.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm thinking of.
As far
I think
as
if we merit high enough in his esteem to...
You can't have a connection to someone that doesn't have a connection back to you?
No, if
you can't, it would be literally impossible for you to convince me that we are not a big enough concern to him that a social interaction between Wyrd and him would not create a connection.
I am just giving you the information.
Okay, I'm gonna. Wyrd, would you mind if I cast correspondence on you to see if you have a thread to our illustrious benefactor?
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to cast correspondence.
Sure. Which, to save us a moment, is 9 dice if you're using willpower.
I am indeed
going
to use willpower because fuck it, why not?
Okay. Oh, or save the willpower and use high speech because now you're in public, and that would bump you to
9 dice without.
Well, 8.
Yes, I'll use the 8. 4 successes.
Cool. Yes, you find a weak connection to. And hang on, real quick. Got to roll the paradox. Are you spending a mana to reduce it? Oh wait, because no sensory. Yeah, I'm trying to remember everything you did. Following the links. Yeah, okay. So you have one full paradox. So you're going to spend mana, or are you just going to let it ride?
Yeah, I'm going to spend mana.
Okay.
I don't use mana for much. Although now that I say that, I'm going to need a shit ton of mana like I did a couple episodes ago.
Even on a chance die, you got some paradox. So I need you to roll your wisdom, which should be 7.
That is lit, my guy. Can I just use a spell roll thing?
Yep.
You said 7?
7. Your wisdom should be 7. I don't think you have any reason for it to go down. Cool. You take 1 resistant bashing wound. Don't even bother marking it down. It's going to be gone in 15 minutes. As you contain that, and then the spell goes off. So yes, you snatch up this weak connection to this guy. You don't have much information about this guy other than Wyrd's thinking of him, which in Wyrd's head, what is his name? Or how do you think of him?
I think of him like as a spider in the middle of a web.
Cool. There you go.
Very nice. I like it. Okay.
For now, he is Mr. Spider.
How long do I have this connection for again? It's just a few seconds, right?
No. Well, that was correspondence.
Right.
Oh, and then that was wisdom.
I'm going to have to cast Borrow Thread.
Right, you'll have to cast Borrow Thread. And that, because it's a duration spell and you have 2 space, so if you're using advanced duration, that's for a day.
Right. I will go ahead and roll Borrow Thread, and in the interest of saving time, I am going to roll 7 dice because it was 8 with willpower. I'm not using willpower. I'm using high speech, so that would make it 7, correct?
I believe so. Mm-hmm. Cool, and no paradox. Okay. All right, so yes, you now have the weak connection to Mr. Spider. And suddenly, Craig, there's a little weight lifted off of Wyrd's shoulders of, I just really don't care about that guy.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, how long did you say I have this connection for? It was a day, right?
Because it's a duration spell.
Okay, so, good news. I have the connection. My first instinct is to scry him on the big screen like we did the alpha. The issue I have with it is I don't know if would that trigger mage sight? Like if I scry on him, is there a chance that he could just be like, "Oh, somebody's scrying on me"?
Yeah, he would know an active spell is happening because the spell, he is the target, so it is happening on him.
I mean, can you feel yourself being scried on?
Active mage or passive mage sight would
passive mage sight would basically, he's just chilling, and then passive mage, peripheral mage sight. We keep saying passive, but it's peripheral mage sight, and something's going on, and so you could activate mage sight and look around and see something.
Like, oh, hey, there's a scry in my ceiling.
Yeah, now it depends. By default, active mage sight will just tell you there's something there, and it's space related in that particular
Unless he
case.
has space magic.
He has space magic, and he's cast Scry before, and if he has space magic, of course he does, then he would recognize it.
But he won't now. He won't be able to see that it's us. He probably will suspect.
He will see the signature nimbus unless he has it as a rote.
Which I don't.
Okay.
All of my rotes, unfortunately, let me double check. I don't think I do. My rotes are Psychic Assault, Imposter, which I have never used, and Read the Depths.
Read the Depths.
Read the Depths is indeed a good one. Okay, so can I cast something like Correspondence on him without him knowing that I've cast it on him?
He is the subject, so
he would still know about it.
He wouldn't necessarily know what it was, and especially if it's for just the 3-second duration, one turn.
Okay.
It's actually one of the bonuses of having low gnosis. Your signature nimbus does not hang around very long.
Sorry, I'm trying to find.
What are you thinking about?
I'm trying to. Where is? Oh, never mind. I found it.
Okay.
Man, I cannot come up with anything that would be useful. Well, pretty much. Okay, so I am going to. I can't think of anything useful to cast on him, honestly. I mean, we could locate object and find out where he's at, right? But he's going to know I cast a spell on him, and if he does have space magic, I would imagine that he is sufficiently experienced enough to just yeet himself the fuck out of there to another location. I mean, Mammon is a really bad man. And so what I was thinking of doing is to cast Correspondence and do a search for spouse and offspring and find out who his wife and kids are and let him know, yeah, we know about you too, fam.
I mean, that would be leverage in this conversation where he knows all the shit about us.
But, of course, he's going to know that he's been cast upon. And that would give him sufficient opportunity to take whatever countermeasures he needs to. So I guess what I want to do is find out something that we can do that would get us the most leverage right now, as opposed to needing to continue to burrow through to get what we need. Anybody have any ideas? Or I could scry him real quick and have you guys be ready with something to cast on him if you guys have something in your arsenal that could be useful.
Oh, via remote viewing?
Yes.
I do have one question. If you know when a spell has been cast on you, we would be aware if someone had been looking at us while we were out on the street, right?
If they had been scrying on you, yes.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
They didn't get the information about us from casting spells on us.
Based on the fact that, yes.
Because we would have been able to detect a spell was going. Okay.
So here's a question. Post-cognition, because he's technically the target, would he still know? but he hasn't said anything to us about knowing that, or no, because
How would
Wyrd
he
cast
know from
postcog
postcognition?
on the letter.
Yeah, I cast postcognition on the letter.
Because no,
The
in
letter
that
was
case,
the target.
the letter was a target. Yeah, that had not been
Okay.
cast on him.
I do think going by the house might be a decent idea, because if you can cast postcognition at the house, if he's there, you'll see him, and he won't know.
Yeah, but we already know what he looks like. I don't know what seeing him at the house would do. I'm trying to be able to cast something on him that would get us leverage now.
Now, bear in mind, postcognition would let you see and hear what has happened.
Yeah, so you can see what went on there. Maybe get some information.
But it would be postcognition on a particular part of the house, right? So if we wanted postcognition in, say, the office, we would have to have physical access to the office.
Correct.
I mean, were you planning on breaking into the house?
What do you think? I'm a thief? Come on. Yeah.
Do they
I mean,
know where
we
you
could,
work, by the way?
What?
Do they know where you work?
I don't think I would have made. Are you asking me if they know about the penetration testing, or if they know about what he used to do?
Either.
No, where you currently work.
I don't think I would have made it a secret that I work at Bespoke Security Systems.
Okay.
But no, I would not have mentioned my former life of crime.
Right. That part I figured.
I feel like we can make some assumptions. When you showed up to the
Potentially.
werewolf fight with an SMG.
That's true.
That's nothing I
That
think
never
most people
got
just
fired.
I know.
have in
So
their
disappointed.
closet.
That's right. You go sit with Songbird in the corner with his silver knuckles that had been enchanted at the wazoo. And
No, you
Oh,
rolled up
never
with
mind.
like flak jackets for everyone in the SMG, and it's like, okay.
this guy does stuff. So
Okay.
We go into
Yeah.
do
I mean,
I've
I've got this thread for 24 hours,
so we can absolutely go to the building at night, and I can try to
I mean, if you have a connection to
gain
him,
tactical entry.
if we go to the house, can you find his connections there?
I would imagine so if he's left some,
So you can find if he has left anything there?
you would have to cast correspondence on him sympathetically.
Well, that's what I was going to do with this thread. So,
I'm
but
a
I mean, I
little-
wasn't going to look for stuff that he touched at the house. I figured. I don't know.
All he's done so far is found some information about us and sent us an invitation.
Right, but it's the implication
That's
of
an
why
implicit
he
threat.
found this information.
Yeah.
But he hasn't openly threatened us. We're interpreting like this guy knows stuff about us, and it's an implied threat that we're sort
Because
of.
it is.
It is an implied threat, and Mammon does not need a direct threat to respond in kind.
I'm
need a DM
just
screen
thinking
to
that this
hide
would be an escalation. We may take this into a place where it might not have already been going. Like we might push it into certain courses of action that it may not get there on its own. You know what I mean?
Okay, well that's fair. What is your alternative suggestion?
I don't necessarily have one. I'm concerned about the something is going to happen. There's going to be a dinner, and we're going to meet with this guy. If we
What
do
happened to you
stuff,
being pissed?
I
Just like ready to go, roll up in his house.
I still am. Was angry at the moment, but I've had a little bit of time in my domain to think about it.
Well, okay, so I actually, in retrospect, I think I agree with Wyrd, because whenever lately, in the past month or so, whenever I'm about to make a decision, I ask myself, WWSBD, what would Songbird do? And then I do literally the opposite of that, and it always works out fine.
So I am mad that this guy came on so strong, and I am mad that he's like really creepy and being invasive. But I've also remembered that like we were ready to go to war with the Phantasm Society. We were ready to kick the shit out of some werewolves. Like
I mean, our friend
Atratus
werewolves are
did
always
kick the
friends.
shit out of a
with.
werewolf.
No, we weren't always friends because we showed up right after they did the ritual, and like we were kind of ready to kick some ass. we were all kind of charged up, like looking for a fight almost. There's a couple times that we've rolled in sort of half cocked and had some preconceptions that turned out to be false.
So you're not wrong, but my concern is, or rather in my defense, it's not so much about doing something, it's about getting what we need to have the capability to do something.
Yeah, because as it is now, he's holding all the cards.
Correct.
We don't have anything to bargain with.
Right, but the
We're
only
going
options
in
I've heard,
blind, and I don't like
options I've
that.
heard so far sort of escalate that without. So we're going to ask if we cast spells on this guy, we're escalating. Period. We may not actually get anything out of that, but we've now set it up to be much more adversarial than it already is. He may just want to talk.
Does he though?
Okay, so I can see a scenario where he just wants to talk. But the question then becomes, what does he stand to gain from that?
Why does he just want to chat?
We are so much smaller in significance than the other people he probably has contact with. What is it that he wants with us specifically that he wouldn't want somebody else for? There is a reason he wants Wyrd and Mammon and Songbird and Atratus specifically.
I can think of a few reasons why that aren't necessarily for ill intent.
Well,
but yes, it is. Like I am concerned. I'm as concerned as you guys are. But I don't get the feeling from this. Like it's nothing is good going to come from this meeting. I've already kind of sussed that out. But it's not necessarily going to be something terrible comes out of this meeting either. This could just be a recruitment attempt, for example.
Okay, that's fair.
Now, having said my piece, whatever you guys decide, I will follow. I'm totally a team player, and I will work to support you as best as I possibly can.
Okay, cool. I vote we find this guy and assassinate him.
No.
I just wanted to see Wyrd's reaction, because she did say she's a team player and she'd back us.
No, I do not like going in blind, and that's what we're doing.
But like, I'm kind of comfortable going in blind, actually.
Well,
of course you are.
You are. It'll work out for you.
The rest of us.
Do you remember when we went into the Underworld? That worked out well.
Yeah, I made us invisible.
Right, but we all kind of pulled together, and I did Fool's Rush in, and we were all like, we can, if we don't prepare, then I have that tool available. If we're going to try and do all this preparation, that tool kind of goes out the window.
I feel like I would rather be prepared. Like, should have some idea of what I'm walking into first.
Okay, how about this? I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
What if I sneak my way, or we sneak our way, or whatever, to the house? We find our way into the study. We leave something of importance that is small of one of us behind, so that you still have a thread to that object. And then from there, I can borrow that thread and reconnect to that thing in the office whenever we want. That way we can scry there, we can listen into what's going on, and because he isn't the subject of the spell, he will have no idea that it's happening on that object.
But we're also giving them a connection to us if they find it.
I'm positive he already has a connection of some sort with us. I was able to borrow a connection from him, or from Wyrd to him. He can absolutely borrow a connection from Wyrd to me, or to you, or to Songbird.
Yeah. We still don't know what kind of mage he is.
You're not wrong. But we also don't know what kind of mage he is, which means Schrodinger's mage. He's both every mage and no mage all at the same time.
We know there's Prime, and that's... So he could be anything else. So what we doing?
I'm breaking into that bitch.
All right.
Okay.
When are you going to leave?
I am going to leave some of my glorious beard hair underneath his desk. No. Yes. I don't know. I'll figure it out when the time comes. I don't want it to get vacuumed up. I don't want to scry into a vacuum bag. That would...
What is going on here?
worth my
Everything's so
time.
dark.
I'm just getting the sense of dust. What's happening?
I'm spinning. Okay.
Okay, well, you've got machine invisibility on you, so his security system won't see you.
Mm-hmm.
I won't cast Without a Trace on you because you want to leave a hair.
Right. Well, I can just have the hair in a Ziploc baggie ahead of time, and then you can cast Without a Trace on me.
You won't leave anything like a fingerprint.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna boop, drop that shit, and I'm out.
Sure. You're going for this by yourself?
I mean, you guys are welcome to come with me. I just, I don't really know if sneakiness is you guys' forte.
Not really my thing. It's weird.
I mean, it's apparently not really mine either because I just realized I have no dots in it.
I was going to say,
you want to go plant some hair in an office?
Sure.
all right. So you guys are going to squeeze into Mammon's car? I mean, you can probably
tiny.
fit 3.
Yeah, I'm going to get my to cast
Uber,
the Without a Trace on us
taxi?
at home before we head out.
I'm just gonna hail an Uber.
Okay.
Should have got a bigger car. This is a mistake.
Well, let's be honest. You have 4 dots of resources. Do you have another car?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. I have another car, and it happens to be a sedan.
Sure.
Oh, not like a Cadillac Escalade with a hot tub in the back.
No. This is my work vehicle, so it's it's like a
little more
Toyota
toned down.
Avalon or some shit.
Cool.
So I think actually slight change of plans as we drive over there.
And you hold on, because Atratus, you said you were going to cast this before you guys even leave.
Yeah, in the house.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, real quick. Sweet. That reach was for instant duration.
Instant
and
duration
scale.
scale. Yeah.
Cool. Done deal. Sorry, you were saying, John?
Imagine that building has staff that work the grounds. What kind of building is it? It's like a manor, right?
It is a nice house out near the water, near a marina.
Okay. I am fairly confident that this guy does not live there.
No, he definitely doesn't.
I cannot imagine that being a possibility. What I can imagine is, again, there being some sort of staff there. So I would like to cast, once we get there, of course, I would like to cast Imposter and mimic this guy. Everybody that sees me will believe that I am him. And for any social interactions, I will have to roll manipulation plus subterfuge every minute to keep up the facade that I am this person.
Gotcha.
And I believe I have that one as a rote as well.
Right. That's. I was going to say, we were just talking about the fact that you don't
Have that
you've
as
got
a
that
rote. I've
as a
never
rote.
used it.
Yep.
Duration is amount of advanced duration. I have 3 points in depth. Does that mean it lasts a week?
Scene.
It's a duration
day,
spell.
week. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So for a week, we don't leave blood or fingerprints or footprints or hair.
Mm-hmm. And this is your second spell, right? Because you still have machine invisibility up. I don't think you had any others.
So you have machine invisibility and Without a Trace, and I can walk through doors, and pretty soon I'll be able to teleport places. Why are we not robbing places again?
Right? We are designed to break into places and get away with it.
And Wyrd can make, the first safety deposit box I open is the one I'm looking for. Oh, that safe combination I randomly put in there? Oh, who'd have thought? That's the right one. Man, we are set up to be the best heisting crew ever.
Also, something happens and someone gets killed, I can make it look like an accident. I
Yep.
have a spell specifically to alter a corpse, to change the way it looked like it died.
All right, cool. So I appreciate you guys keeping the conversation going while I was looking this up. So it is a 38-minute drive out to the house.
I feel like we had this conversation in the car. It's just like, wait a minute, what?
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Screw enlightenment, screw wisdom, let's go get rich. To which Atratus
already
realizes, well, actually, now that I think about it, just in a little bit here, I can just make gold.
Yeah.
But it's not as much fun as just taking it.
Sure. So while you guys are driving up that way, Mammon gets a text that pops up on the, Toyota's little on-screen thing.
He's not driving a Toyota.
Yeah, I said it's my daily beater. It's a Toyota Avalon. I'm not having somebody steal my car. Fuck that.
It pops up with
Before you finish that thought, when I have guests in the car, I will absolutely not have phone or text Bluetooth connected.
Oh, okay. So you get a text that,
Yes.
and it is. I mean, it's from Beck, obviously, because she's the chain, but it's just a flight number. And it looks like she will be arriving Saturday afternoon.
You know what? I take it back. For the purpose of drama and conversation, the Bluetooth is connected.
Sure. Okay. But yeah, you guys just see a flight number.
Just a number, yeah.
Yep. So. Okay.
Are we there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was just here.
No. I meant the location.
Yes. So yeah, you guys arrive. It is a pretty nice looking house. It's not huge, but it is right up on the water. So looking out the back porch, it's got a nice view. And like the neighborhood is, it's, kind of normal. And like I said, it is not a huge manor. It's a, it's not like a McMansion kind of thing. Two
Right.
stories, 4 bedrooms. So it's a larger house, but it's not, some huge magnificent thing. The residential area doesn't have like a gatehouse or anything like that. It's not a fenced. What am I thinking? Gated community.
I was misled when the term manor was used. I was thinking something much larger. This place
Right.
is not going to have a staff.
Nope. And as you guys, kind of, drive casual, by the front, lights are off, no cars in the parking lot in the driveway. The garage is closed. That's
Okay.
what you see.
Mage sight activate. Do I see any fuckery around the house?
Let us see here. Do you see anything? Yeah, mage sight. What would you see?
I got space and mind.
Right. You
and prime.
definitely see, there is something distorting the building that is definitely, what arcana is that? I don't remember. Let's see. I think it's mind. Double checking. Nope. Maybe it is space. I apologize. Nope. Shoot. What would that be? It's not prime, is it? Uh-oh. We might have a problem. I can't find
I don't have a problem. The storyteller has a problem.
That is very true. How is that not a spell? Oh, okay. Oh, would it be 5 dots? Nope. I didn't think this one through. I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. You can totally do that. Oh, maybe you can't. All right, so new plan. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it does have a space touch to it.
Am I the only space mage in the group?
For
I believe
now.
so. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the rest of you guys see it and can tell that it is space something going on over there.
So being... Go ahead. Oh, I was going to say being a space mage-ish, when I look at it through active space mage sight, can I tell what it is?
Actually, we're going to say yes, because I cast a spell for you previously. So you have definitely cast the spell, so you would recognize it. It is warded. Which, because I know you didn't cast a spell, basically it's what locks a subject or a space down, preventing the space within from being manipulated.
Okay, so he doesn't want anybody teleporting there.
Teleporting, scrying, any kind of magic that uses sympathy of warded subjects. So if somebody had like a sympathetic connection to the house itself, or attempts to warp the warded areas, which does include scrying, provokes a clash of wills. And the mage is also aware when one of the wards is attacked.
Okay.
Would scrying on our thing we left here set off the ward?
Yes. It's space magic. The ward is basically preventing anything from that arcana being used, or space specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a problem, because...
Well, this could be somebody's sanctum, eh?
It could be, but it's irrelevant. I don't need to alter space because, lucky for us, I'm also a thief. I don't need to fuck off through the door because I can fuck off through the lock.
We're not supposed to screw with sanctum.
Correct.
That's the thing.
Somebody's declared sanctum, yes.
I haven't seen any paperwork saying it's a sanctum. We're assuming it's a sanctum.
Is there any
I
way
forgot to
look
give you
up,
that book.
actually?
Shodell might have a list, but that said, you do know, and like I said, I forgot to get you the book, and we didn't bring that up for episode 24.
Shodell might have a list of declared sanctums. So if
Correct.
Wyrd called Shodell and said, this address, is it a sanctum? And Shodell says yes, and Wyrd says, who is it registered to?
Correct.
We would have... it wouldn't be his actual name. It would be his shadow name. But still.
Mm-hmm.
That would give us more than we have now.
Right.
Yeah.
But to jump forward just a touch, because I haven't given you guys the book, but usually sanctums usually also have markings nearby and marking territory, different stuff like that. And notably usually have the invisible runes thing, like that was on the letter, saying, yo, our territory, back off.
But we haven't seen anything like that.
You have not seen anything like that.
So I feel comfortable breaking in.
Yeah, if somebody wanted this kind of protected by the Lex Magica and the rules that everybody agrees by, they
would make it obvious.
They did not put the sign out saying protected by Lex Magica.
Yeah. Okay.
I love the idea of them having a protected by Brings Home Security sign out, but then like on top of it, when you use Mage Sight, it says Lex Magica, fuck off.
Yep.
Okay, so I am going to hey, Wyrd. You're sneaky like. Why don't you peek in one of the windows or something? See if they got like a dog, or if it's empty. If they got any motion sensor lights. I'm sorry?
I'm going to do that. I'm going to cast Web of Life. I have that as a praxis.
Oh, I could cast Outward Inward Eye. And just see everything.
Yeah, what?
Lots of options. Mage, the downside, you have a lot of options.
I am going to cast Outward Inward Eye.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably safer because I'm already holding 2 spells.
Okay, I need a reach for duration, right? And instant, because I'm not going to spend 4 hours sitting in a car.
Sure.
So a reach for instant, and I need to extend its duration so it lasts longer than like 5 seconds, right?
Right.
So that's a reach. Right? Am I doing this right?
Yep. So far, so good.
I mean, this is my first time playing, so I'm not really sure. Okay. Wait, it's not going to affect it because Outward Inward Eye is a space spell.
There you go. Now, in this particular case, it prevents the space within from being manipulated. So you're not manipulating it by just expanding your view, because all you're doing is just seeing everything around.
Oh, I'm confusing ward with ban.
Correct. Ban hides the place away.
Well, ban prevents, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So if you add the Arcanum to it, exclude phenomena under that Arcanum. So I thought you were saying that like no space magic at all could be used there.
Right. No. Yeah. Ban basically turns a space into its own little section. But no, this place is warded, so you can't manipulate it.
And I have 2 free reach because it is a space 1 spell.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also one of your roads, isn't it?
It's a Praxis.
Okay.
I am Gnosis 1. I got 2 in it. I don't need to increase potency. Mm-hmm. I've already spent the extra reach for duration. Mm-hmm. I don't need to increase scale. I am going to use Shadow Name and High Speech because we're in the car. That's my maximum of 5.
Right.
I am not using Willpower. Right? Yeah.
Okay, so that is 8.
Well.
Ouch.
I guess I will not be casting Outward Inward Eye.
Web of Life it is.
Can I take a dramatic failure on that?
I already have a dramatic failure that I don't know what it does yet.
It's what did I say? It was on Ward.
Don't make it too brutal because I'm not the one that got the dramatic failure.
Right, that's what I was thinking about that too. Determines a condition based on. Actually, because you were using Word, and so the intended outcome was to like protect everybody from being manipulated and spied on. So the condition is similar to like the spooked or shaken stuff, where basically you have this urge to let everybody know where you are. If you do that and kind of call attention to yourselves, that resolves the beat.
Okay. So I'm going to put it down as spooked. And then in parentheses, I'm going to put what?
Something to give yourself away or something.
Maintain contact.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I don't know how to describe it.
Giveaway position.
Yep.
Well, it wasn't necessarily giveaway position, right? Because the way I understood what you were saying was making sure that everybody that I know knows where I'm at. Like if I go to the store, I got to call freaking Atratus and be like, hey, just so you know, I'm going to the store in case I disappear.
I dig it. I'll let you take that because I forced this one on you.
So my justification is I was casting a ward spell to protect us because I dramatically failed on it. Now I'm constantly paranoid that something's going to happen to me. So whenever I go somewhere, I need to make sure everybody knows. Kind of like when your mom used to say, call me as soon as you get to Billy's house.
Yeah, I dig it.
Okay. And I'm going to take a dramatic failure on this one.
Okay.
Can I have multiple dramatic failures?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's just multiple conditions that are stacking up. So for Outward Inward Eye, let's inverse it. When you basically kind of ostrich and be like, this isn't happening. I'm going to intentionally like look away from something that is potentially problematic, and kind of blind yourself. However you might do that, put yourself at a disadvantage that way.
Not looking at danger, turning away from danger, ignoring danger.
Yep. And so take a beat for the dramatic failure, an actual beat, and then and that's the arcane condition that would get you an arcane beat for resolving the condition, if you do.
Okay.
Dramatic finish.
Did you give me a beat for the last one?
Yes, I did.
Because it shows I got 3 beats. Including the one that I just took.
I gave you an arcane beat, not an actual beat.
So do I go back and remove the arcane beat?
Yep. Because you haven't resolved the condition, and then you give yourself a real beat instead.
Okay. Hey, I pick up my phone and I call Songbird. We're in front of the house. Does that count?
No. Because it is definitely one of those you have to put yourselves at risk kind of thing. Otherwise, it doesn't count.
Right.
And you're just doing the little quick web of life ping, right?
I wanted to do it for like scale duration instance. So 3 reach. So that's overreaching by 2.
Okay.
I didn't include any Atratus. I'm going to say I used my Nicholas to negate those 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let me just roll
yeah.
chance die real quick. Oh, there goes. Okay. So nothing happens.
And it's success. I'm looking for humanoids.
Okay. We
also want to see if they had like a dog. I'm trying to exclude like bugs and microorganisms.
That's fine. You can definitely be like, something larger than a rat terrier.
Yeah.
Real quick. Web of life. 1 dot. Duration, potency. Oh, cool. So you can afterwards, after casting it, you can change it, which is actually really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because after successfully casting, the mage can detect all the specified...
No, you have to specify when you cast it.
Dang it. Yep, never mind. Yep. I was like, oh, that's cool. You can just change it up. No. Now, did you do advanced scale?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Scale duration and instant were my 3 reach.
Gotcha. And let's see here. Where is scale? Because base advanced scale is a large house or building, and it's sensory range. Cool. So, describe what you were filtering through. What you're filtering for?
I'm looking for living things larger than like a rat. I want to know if there's a dog or a cat, any people.
Gotcha. There are... Dang it, I pulled it up so I could see exactly what details you get from this. Web of life, pulse, because of any living thing, she feels their presence by the weight they exert upon the tapestry, blah, 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 because unfiltered, provide sensory overload, can detect all these specified types of organisms that enter while it remains by casting. Okay, yes. So you sense 2 large dogs, about square middle of the house.
All right. And that's all that's alive here.
That is all that is alive there.
Okay.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
When I cast... sorry, 1 second. Trying to find it. I'll get there. Give me a second. Which one is it that lets me give orders?
Oh, psychic domination.
Thank you.
3 dots.
Psychic domination. Do you have to speak the language for it to take effect? I.e., if I cast sleep on a dog?
Right.
Let's see. Do I have to spend a mana to have casted that since it's a praxis?
No, praxis keeps you from having to spend it.
Yeah. I can also spend a mana to speak with beasts.
Oh, there you go. Let's see. Place telepathic connections, not full sentences. Huh. She can send simple commands through thoughts and emotions. Compelled to act on must be simple 1-word commands. Or it's sent to the subject along with the thoughts and emotions. There's nothing saying that they need to understand a specific thing, which that was my thinking. You were speaking mind to mind. So, yeah, there's no language barrier. It is just withstood by the resolve.
So if I go up to the window and tap on it, the dogs come investigating. I can command them to sleep, and then we don't have to worry about them.
That would be correct.
Okay. And Ash, has Atratus told us that she sees the dogs?
Yeah. Like, there's nothing, no one here. The only thing here, 2 dogs. Middle of the house.
So I can put the dogs to sleep. Like actual sleep, not kill them.
Important clarification.
Sounds good.
And then that way we won't have to worry about that. We can, I can just pick the lock and we can get in normally.
Mm-hmm. We know we're not showing up in the security system. We know we're not leaving any evidence of ourselves behind. We know there's no one here to see us. So yeah, sure.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So I am going to
park the car around the corner.
Park the car. I'm going to exit the vehicle, and I'm going to kind of look up and down the street to make sure that there's no nosy neighbor taking out the trash at like 10 o'clock at night or whatever.
Sure. Where are you parking the car at, by the way?
I am going to park it further down the street so as not to make it super obvious that it's right in front of the house.
Sure.
If there is...
Good.
I'm sorry? If there is a cul-de-sac, I'm going to kind of like nearby, I'm going to kind of wrap it around so that it's like sticking out the street, you know, so it's quick to get out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is who's coming?
I'm coming with you because I have the web of life is around me.
Right.
Well, it's at that. The subject was the house, so you have it there.
Okay. I didn't include a reach for range.
Oh, okay. So then it's just you.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
I was trying to center it on myself so I could see if things are coming.
Yeah, you have video game radar.
So as I look up and down,
wits plus composure from everybody, real quick.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
Yep. Trained observer comes out again. So don't forget to do the 9 again? Can't remember what trained observer does.
Trained observer's 9 again, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm double checking, but I believe so. Yes, for the 1 dot version.
There we go. Okay.
Perceptive fools. But yeah, you guys kind of do a quick look up and down. You see, because it's, mid-afternoon. Oh, wait, no, you said you were waiting until night. Sorry. I was like, wait, hang on. Breaking into a house. I don't think this is mid-afternoon. You've got like... Actually,
most home burglaries occur during the day.
Indeed.
Just so you know.
Everybody's home or away from home at work. Anyways, but no, looking around, you've got normal, like, suburbia, nobody talks to their neighbors situation going on. Like, there's one guy down the street who's, like, bringing his, trash can in from the curb, and that's it. There's sounds of people, but, kids in backyards, but nobody nearby. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Is there a porch light that we have to contend with?
Well, right now, everything is off.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and
machine invisibility would not activate off because the
motion sensors, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I am going to. Do I have to? Okay, so here's a question: to use psychic domination, do I have to be able to see the subject, or can I just perceive them, i.e., hear the barking, and then give my command?
You need to basically be able to point your finger at them.
So they have to see me point my finger at them.
Well, no. For me, my thing for sensory range is, like, you have to know exactly where they are. So scrolling on the other side of a wall, like you did going down to the basement, you know where the other side of the wall is. Easy peasy. But to cast on the dog, you need to know exactly where that dog is.
Well, so what I was going to do was I was going to go up to the door and I was going to knock on it. I do not know a dog in existence that does not lose their fucking mind when somebody knocks on the door.
Sure.
So I imagine both dogs are going to come running and start barking. And I was going to like make the scale larger to encompass that area. And then on the other side of the door, give my command to sleep.
That would work because you're not targeting them. You're targeting an area.
Okay.
But let's start with you guys approaching the house. And you've got, like I said, 2-story building. It's fenced off with the privacy fence style, wood slats all the way around. There's some decent landscaping, but nothing like, it's super ordinary. There's no mail in the mailbox. There's no newspapers lying around. As you guys make your way up to the front door.
Yeah.
Okay. Follow Mammons' lead, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. Can I actually hold this spell if I'm already holding 2?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you spent one more reach for spell control, right?
Yes.
Was it 3?
Yes.
We'll say yes. Like I'm not gonna kill myself because it would literally just cost you 1 more mana.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna stress too much over it. Thank you, John, though. But yeah, so yeah, you do have your radar going, and with advanced, you've got a building size around you. So yeah, you guys come up to the door and just rap on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like,
you're not
this is the police kind of bang,
right.
But I'm just like a normal knocking on the door.
Tap tap, nothing. No barking and nothing, and Atratus can tell you they're there, but they haven't moved.
I turn to her and I whisper, and you said they're alive?
Yeah, they wouldn't be showing up if they weren't alive. They might be inside our room.
Can I increase so when I up the scale for my spell, how big is the area?
Well, that's what we were just talking about there.
Can you make the scale of a building?
Oh yeah,
so everyone inside it goes to sleep.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So if I just cast it over the house, they'll go to sleep anyways.
Right. So basically, the way scale works, because like potency and duration are built in, scale you have to determine based on the largest negative value. So using advanced scale as our option, if you want to hit a large house or building, that's base level advanced scale and 5 subjects. But if you get to, there's 6 subjects that I need to hit, okay, now you have to bump it up to -2 to get 10 subjects, even though you're only targeting a building.
Right.
If you end up with like a huge subject, say actually targeting the building, that's that's going to be this largest size. So even though it's 1 subject, you're targeting a huge building. And so that determines what kind of penalty you need to use. So in your particular case, you want to advance scale and just blanket the building with everybody go to sleep, because there's only 2 subjects. At least that's showing up with Web of Life. You can just use the basic advanced scale. This one took me forever to figure out, by the way, folks.
Okay, so I am going to go ahead and do just that.
Okay.
1 reach for instant, plus 1 reach for scale, or does scale come after?
No, that would be a reach.
Advanced scale.
Okay. So advanced scale and instant, that's 2 reach. I have, do I need duration?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I probably would. So they're not asleep for like 5 fucking seconds.
Yep. All
right. So I need 3 reach. And psychic domination is mind
2, I think.
2.
I had said mind 3, but I wasn't coming up.
Yeah, it's mind 2. So I have 2 free reach because I have mind 3. Right?
Now, don't you have psychic? No, psychic assault is your rope. Never mind. Yes.
Psychic assault is my rope.
Yep. So you have 2 free reach.
Another spell that I really never use. I pick those real well.
Sorry, we were discussing that in Discord. We may have minor retcon stuff after this current arc.
1 gnosis, 3 mind. I don't need anything to increase potency, correct?
You have to pass their resolve.
Oh, that's right.
Now you have mind 3, so that means you have the base level of 3 potency. So if you think you need to increase it, now these are dogs, and you're talking about their mental resistance.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it.
Okay.
Because they're dogs.
They are dogs.
But they could be magical dogs.
They could be magical dogs. They
could be like the dogs.
Magical dogs.
They could be like those fucking muscular dogs from Ghostbusters.
Demon dogs.
They're normal sized dogs.
They're not like bursting out of stone hellhounds.
Doberman sized.
They're guard dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Which means they've gone through training, probably. Okay, I'm gonna up it.
Well, training would not increase their attributes.
Yeah, they're still just dogs.
Right. Oh, okay. Well, I won't then. I already took my advanced duration, so I don't need a penalty to increase duration.
Correct.
Or scale.
Correct.
I am using... Question. If I'm standing out here in the middle of the night, can I still use high speech, or is it assuming that high speech I would have to like shout it at the top of my lungs?
No, you can just speak normally.
Okay. Shadow name, high speech for my yantras of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is honestly the most accurate shadow name usage I've done because I'm breaking into a place.
Yep. But nobody to know.
And I'm gonna burn a willpower on this one because I really need those dogs to shut the fuck up and go to sleep.
So that is you in your element, 12. Oh, let me roll Paradox. Or are you spending a mana to make this chance die?
Yeah. God damn it.
Roll your wisdom.
This is your fault, Wyrd. You suck all the luck out of everybody else's dice rolls.
Cool. So you take another bashing resistant. Hang on to this one because who knows what's going to happen in the next 15 minutes.
Apparently you do. All right, I've got it marked down. Wyrd, draw your rapier. You're going to need it.
I have a tingling feeling. All right, and then roll the actual spell of, what did I say, 12?
You said it was 12.
Yep.
All right, I didn't account for it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my god, Jesus.
Ahem. So.
Wait, hang on. So I can walk up to a guy with 2 dice and make him forget something ever happened.
This is why
make 2 dogs go to sleep.
This is why the pat on the back was like, holy crap, you just did that? And now, yeah.
12 dice. 0.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to take a dramatic failure on it.
Now, hang on, because, I mean, you're welcome to, but you can literally do the same die and just -1.
Wait, say that again?
So you can re-roll it. You can just cast the spell again at a -1. Now, because you're casting a spell in a scene that you have cast, that you've provoked Paradox before, Paradox does go up 1. So this might cost mana, or we might have to roll some more Paradox. But
I'm doing it.
Doing...
Okay, 3 successes at a time.
Yeah, and let me... are you spending the mana to reduce the Paradox?
Yeah.
Okay, so it would have been 1, you did chance die, now we're back, so it'd be 2, and you said you are spending the mana, so that's going to cost you 2 mana, and then I'm rolling 1 to 10, nothing happens. Spell goes off, blanketing the whole building in the D&D classic sleep. And that is where we end the episode.
And now I'm going to kick the door open.
Yeah, I definitely account for the fact that Web of Life only shows living things. So
you know what?
I totally was on board with that. Like, okay, no,
you couldn't have led with that information.
First thing I thought of when she said, "Yeah, I could detect living things," I go, "Well,
why didn't you say something?"
Because I'm supporting you guys, and I don't want to be the naysayer.
Perfect. Right there. Done. That is the end of the episode. And we are ending the episode before Mammon kicks in the door.
I was joking about kicking in the door.
Songbird going to come out of his seclusion and we're all going to be dead.
Well, no, the best part of this is what I imagine is Mammon chants, it fails. Motherfucker. Chants again, casts this spell. There we go. Everything went to sleep. And then Wyrd looks over and says, So wait, living things? As Mammon is starting to pick the lock.
I'm glad that Beck already has her ticket ordered to attend my funeral. Thanks, Atratus.
Oh, I love this. This is a good one. We had a lot of discussion early on, and normally with like D&D, I hate getting bogged down, and we're going to discuss, but with Mage, it feels right. And especially since you guys were discussing what spells to use and stuff, I felt really good about this. So yes, awesome. So next week, we will hopefully have the whole cabal back, and we will see these guys going into the building, and maybe we'll have the alternating viewpoints of the three of them in the house, Songbird and his soul, bouncing back and forth. I think that could be a really cool episode. We'll see what actually happens next week. Bye, guys.
Bye. Stay lucky.
We're going to start doing it in unison or something. And there we have it. Scooby-Doo and the gang are busting into it's not exactly a haunted house, but it is a house that has had a mage in it, potentially. Well, probably, considering we have a ward on the outside. But what do you guys think they're going to find inside? After all, as Wyrd said, living things only. Which, by the way, absolutely terrific way to end an episode. I didn't even have to do anything to cliffhanger it. I just happened to look over and see what time it was, and they're freaking out. And I'm like, perfect. That's where we end it. So, hey, let me know down in the comments what you guys expect or think there should be in the house. I'll take a look at that and see if that changes my plans. And then, of course, you can always join us on Discord, bring those comments directly to us. You can come chat with us, see what we've got going on, what kind of theories that we're tossing around in our heads. And, of course, you can talk about past episodes, future stuff, talk about the game itself, rather Mage itself. And we dip into some of the other Chronicles of Darkness stuff like Geist and Changeling and Vampire and Werewolf and stuff like that too. So that's cool. And of course, you can join us on Patreon, patreon.com/occultistanonymous, and come see the non-show stuff that we've got going on as well. And if you want to support us monetarily, that's an option too. We appreciate that. As always, we're happy for any kind of like, subscribe, comment, share. Anything you guys do is awesome. It helps. It gives us a big ego boost, and also helps share the show with other people. And the more people who know about it, the more support we get, and the cool stuff that we can do. We'll see about actually doing some stuff with you guys soon, maybe. All right, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.